Welcome into the 2-minute timeout. We talked a lot about in the first edition about kind of how this thing has changed. And I want to give a shout out to some guys who it's a dying breed. This is a dying breed of players that are on campus for 4 or 5 years, or in some case more. Brandon Frazier, tight end. You think about Brandon Frazier, Jeremiah Wright, Tate Johnson, Zykevis Walker, are guys they'll be seniors this year that have played 4 years or more at Auburn. And you think about, Robert Woodyard, you think about a guy who it didn't happen as quickly as he had hoped, and he's still kind of waiting his turn heading into his 4th season at Auburn. But it's a guy that has stuck around and said, look, I want to make it work at Auburn. And that's not the way things are done nowadays. And I think these are guys like that need to be celebrated. And then, you talk about Alex McPherson heading into his 4th year as well, and well documented what he's gone through, what he's had to endure to try to play football, but just to kind of have a normal life. And I just wanted to make sure that we and fans don't forget about guys like this, because it's just not as commonplace as it used to be. You used to look up and roster would be full of guys that had been on campus for 4 or 5 years, and now that's not the case any longer. I do think the next couple of years you're going to see some groups of players that have stuck around Auburn for 3 or 4 years, but with coaching changes and portals and all the things going on, it's just not as commonplace as it used to be. So I want to make sure that we don't forget the guys who have invested into Auburn, and Auburn's invested into them, and how important of a role those guys could play. Heck, no matter if they play a snap this season at all, these are guys that are worth celebrating because they have stuck around and they have made it Auburn a part of their lives, and that's a big deal.